AFTV Sheroy, we've just won our second game in the Dubai Cup. Business sorted, beat Lyon 3-0, beat Milan 2-1, won both penalty shootouts, one friendly left before the Premier League commences again. But what do you take away from the Dubai Cup so far?
Not placing too much emphasis on the fact that we won the Dubai Cup, because in the scheme of Arsenal's history it means very little. But I have seen Arsenal teams in competitive competitions over recent years that put in less effort than those boys did today when it comes to the work they did off the ball and their temperament, right? So that for me speaks volumes about the psychology of the team and the man management of Arteta. Because even earlier on in his reign, there were times when we felt like he had the first 11 playing the way he wanted, but he didn't necessarily have what people might call the B team or the second string doing that. But now there's heavy rotation, fringe players are doing it. I'd love to see the numbers for how long on average we were out of possession, because I can imagine it was very, very low. They hunted everything down, despite the fact that fans like me think this competition is borderline meaningless. And that's my main takeaway.
In terms of personnel, it was good to see Ben White and Thomas Partey back in the side. You know, this Saturday we've got another friendly, the last friendly before the Premier League comes back against Juventus. A few more teams have been knocked out of the World Cup. You expecting to see anyone come back in straight for that Juventus game, considering it's our last friendly? I'm talking Saka, Martinelli, Ramsdale, Turner, Xhaka even.
Yeah, the reason I want to see what happens, because it could be Xhaka versus Vlahovic second round, couldn't it?
Yeah.
And I know there was a bit of sting and a bit of needle in that in the World Cup. So if they're both playing in that Juventus game, it certainly won't be friendly between those two.
True.
And that's probably what I have my eyes on. But look, Saka, not only did he have minutes, but his performances were enough to let me know that he's going to be ready come West Ham. I'm not too fussed whether he plays in this friendly or not. Martinelli could do with the minutes, but again, when he was on the ball for Brazil, I saw the Martinelli of Arsenal. You know, very, very brave. Ramsdale, I don't know how much emphasis you need to place on a goalkeeper being out of rhythm, because I'm sure he was training. But yeah, I'd love to see him or Turner play. As long as the psychology, the mentality, the work rate is more of the same, then it's winning breeds winning. If you look at pre-season, beginning of this year, we all said, yeah, Chelsea, Seville, but can you carry it into the competitive games? Well, we did. So if we continue to win here, all indications are that we're going to hit the ground running against West Ham, and that's the main thing.
Do you think it would have been beneficial to have another friendly post-World Cup, but before the weekend following? I know a lot of the teams in the Premier League are back in action in the League Cup, the cup where you got knocked out just before the World Cup came. But the gap between the Juventus game and the West Ham game is about 8-9 days. Do you think we should have had one more in between?
I wouldn't be surprised if they do something behind closed doors in that little gap, because I know that they had, was it a Watford game before all of these kicked off? And you can organise those at relatively short notice. I definitely think it would be beneficial, because we may have someone like Saliba, for instance, who will come back later and won't be involved in the Juventus game. So it'd be nice to have at least one game where you've got the entire first team playing. But one thing I really do want, whether it's behind closed doors or not, is for Eddie to get another goal. I really wanted him to get a goal today, because for him to be able to do what we need him to do in Gabriel Jesus' absence, we need him not only playing to the best of his capabilities, but we need him confident. You know, and I could see today that he's a player that when he's isolated and he's not getting the service, it's very difficult for him to influence the game. And that isn't what we would have said about Gabriel Jesus.
Definitely not.
And I think he certainly will benefit from Martinelli and Saka being on those flanks, because I think the service will arrive a lot more readily than it has done with Vieira and Reece Nelson. No indictment of either of those two players. Yeah. I'm just saying that Saka and Martinelli are players that are very well versed in playing in that position. So if he gets his goal against Juve, great. If he doesn't, then yeah, I do want another friendly for him to try and get that goal. And
you mentioned obviously Eddie Nketiah. Listen, Jesus is out for a considerable time. We don't know how long yet, but January is round the corner. We've been heavily linked to two players, and I'm going to ask you to round it off. One name, Felix or Mudryk in January?
I'd go Felix, just because I've already seen him at the pinnacle of not only international football, but European Champions League football as well. I understand that they want real value for him. I've seen them already come out and say we want to make back most of what we spent and protect our investment. Look, given his age profile, given what I think he can do under Arteta, as long as we can pay that instalments, I'd be more than happy with him. But that's only because you made me choose. I'd be more than happy with Mudryk too. If we get one attacking player and one midfielder, with players like Emil Smith-Rowe coming back, quietly confident that we can hopefully pick up where we left off and get this season over the line.
Love, Sheroy. Let us know in the comment section below. Felix or Mudryk, who do you want to see come through the door at Arsenal? I think I'm in agreement with everyone. Would rather see both of them come in, but if it's a choice of one, who do you want to see come to Arsenal in January? Let us know in the comment section. Love and peace.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.